Today, the big influencers of fashion are advertisements, social media celebrities, and any sort of media focused on the industry. In the United States, we participate in the endeavor of indulging our fashion choices by buying from whatever avenue provides the quickest and cost-saving methods of being in style. Although not everyone engages in such activities, for those of us who do, the cost in entertaining the manufacturers of fast fashion become a problem.
There are many problems and ethical concerns that come out of the contribution to this industry. First, textile waste ends up in landfills and affects our waters, where it ends up harming marine life.
Even as fashion has gotten faster, cheaper, and more disposable, there's another cost to stocking up on fresh looks. Fashion is now one of the most polluting industries in the world. The textile industry alone produces more greenhouse gas emissions than the aviation and shipping industries combined. And the sheer amount of clothes we consume, which already accounts for more than half of all the textiles produced, is expected to keep going up, from 62 million tons in 2015 to 102 million tons by 2030. At that rate, the fashion business would need to use 35% more land and 50% more water.
There's this cute expression in China that you know the color in fashion next season by the color of the rivers in China.
Linda.
I should probably start getting ready. I don't have anything to wear.
No, it's going great. You know, I think I found a couple things here that I might be able to use. I mean, it's cute, but I can't wear it for that. I wore this already. I wore this twice.
What would I wear? It's not a dress, it's a kilt! Sicko! Stupid. Ugly. Out of date. This is ridiculous. If I can't find something nice to wear, I'm not going. Oh. Ah. That's it, I'm not going.
One main issue involved in fast fashion is regarding celebrity endorsement and how social media influences some of our decision-making habits. Such examples of fast fashion copying off media and selling to consumers include popular TV show characters, the Kardashians, and music artists. In the following clip is a parody of how social media influencers have an effect on their followers and what they purchase.
I'd like for you to take a look at the clothes and maybe the shoes that you're wearing right now, or at least think about them for a second. Do you know who made these clothes? Do you know what that person was paid? Do you know what country they were made in? If you're anything like me, the answer to that question is likely no. And this is the reality of the fashion industry today, an industry that has been completely defined by a lack of connection between the original producer of our goods and us as the end consumer. But it wasn't always this way. In fact, 100 years ago, you knew the name of the shoemaker in town, or the tailor or seamstress. You probably knew him quite well. And as late as the 1960s, 95% of our clothes were made right here in the United States. Today, that figure is less than 3%. And as the distance from the production location to the purchase location of our products has grown, what has decreased is the amount of accountability and transparency in our supply chains. As you might imagine, this has had disastrous implications for people, the planet, and even us as the end consumer.
One cause of fast fashion is the lack of knowledge surrounding the topic. If we want to reduce this issue, we must educate people on the problems that arise out of contribution to this industry. We asked some people on the street about their awareness on the issue and where they usually shop. We want to get honest answers, therefore we conducted it with everyday people. These were their responses.
I usually get my clothes from either PacSun, Forever 21, or sometimes I just go to thrift stores.
I usually get my clothes from like Forever 21 or sometimes Target or Tilly's.
Usually like Marshalls or TJ Maxx, to be honest.
Muchas veces la agarro en Amazon, eBay, o mi amigo me lo ordena, no sé por cuál compañía.
A little bit of everything. Some department stores, some online. Just depends on where I can find a good deal, good quality.
I haven't bought clothes in like 3 years.
Goodwill usually. Just really depends.
Usually they're either Mexico, Indonesia, or China.
Usually they're from out of the country, so like China or Thailand, places like that.
No idea. Well, I mean, yeah, no idea.
Mucha viene de Italia.
United States. I do see some stuff from China every once in a while, and just a few other countries here and
H&M? I'm assuming a third world country where they get produced and whatnot for a cheaper price.
I'm gonna guess like China, mostly, or like some place that pays their workers like 5 cents, sadly. But that's where the cheapest clothes are, which is sad for people who make less money, but yeah.
To be honest, I'm not quite sure, but I feel like it might be like fashion that is just temporary, and then sometimes then you'll move on to the next thing.
I don't know what fashion
Sounds terrible.
Compramos ropa de calidad que nos dure.
Yeah.
Confortable, que nos sientamos cómodos. Porque muchas veces compras algo barato y no.
Yeah.
clothes that's, say like Forever 21 or Fashion Nova, whatever, those type of websites, just not the best quality. So it's kind of like maybe a shirt or a pair of pants you're gonna wear 1 or 2, 3 times, and it might not last you, so got to go back through the cycle again and buying them again, and just replacing it eventually, right away.
No idea. I'm assuming it's fashion that's quick in terms of like 2 months, fashion's over, new trend style.
Oh wait, no, fast fashion, isn't it like just like you buy something and you only wear it for like a week and then you like, obviously it goes out of style, so you buy more things, right? Something like that, I think.
And
right? Elton, do you know what fast fashion is? I don't think he knows.
One solution to combating the fast fashion industry is being conscious of the items we purchase. When we take into account the value that a clothing item will add to our lives, instead of looking only for cheap buys, we can help the environment and reduce the clutter in our closets that eventually becomes waste in landfills. The Marie Kondo method, which has become popular recently and even has a Netflix show, teaches people about identifying which objects add value and happiness to their lives.
And I'd like to suggest that change is realistic. And here's a few reasons why. First off, when we think about the labor cost, what would it take to create living wages at the bottom of the supply chain? Well, if you think about the shirt you're wearing right now, the reality is that the end price that you're paying, only about 1 to 3% of that is given to the original producer. So we're not talking about big changes in prices or margins that brands are receiving. When it comes to technology, we already have technology for cleaner forms of energy. We already have technology for better fibers than polyester. If I can pull my phone out and press one button and be FaceTiming with an HR manager in a factory on the other side of the planet, or I can press another button and know exactly how many feet of leather we have in stock thousands of miles away, then I refuse to believe that we lack the technology to create better accountability and transparency all the way down the supply chain. When it comes to governments, we know they have the ability to enforce these changes, but what they need is demand from the citizenship. And so what about consumer desire? Well, consumer studies show that 91% of millennial consumers are willing to give an ethical brand a try or change their brand loyalty if their sustainability and price and quality are comparable. And so I'd like to ask you a question. Would you be willing to give an ethical brand a try if you had comparable price or quality? Or maybe even taking it a step further, would you be willing to pay 1 to 3% more for the cost of your products if it meant the difference between extreme poverty and a living wage?
What?
I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm hunting, looking for a come up. This is fucking awesome.
Now, walk into the club like, what up? I got a big cock. I'm just pumped. I bought some shit from a thrift shop. Ice on the fringe is so damn frosty. The people like,
damn, that's a cold ass honky.
Rolling in hella deep, headed to the mezzanine. Dressed in all pink, set my gator shoes. Those are green, draped in a leopard mink. Girl standing next to me. Probably should've washed this. Smells like R. Kelly sheets. But shit, it was 99 cents. I get copping it, washing it. About to go and get some compliments. Passing up on those moccasins. Someone else has been walking in. Bummy and grungy fucking man. I am stunting and flossing and saving my money. And I'm hella happy that's a bargain, bitch. I'ma take your grandpa style. I'ma take your grandpa style. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I have his hand-me-down? Velour jumpsuit and some house slippers. Dookie brown leather jacket that I found. Dig it. They had a broken keyboard. I bought a broken keyboard. I bought a ski blanket. Then I bought a kneeboard. Hello, my ace man.